dear Vision Times. I love you guys. I love the English Vision Times. So anyway, I'm doing this video specifically in English and specifically for you guys, meaning for the guys from the English language Vision Times, because actually I've been trying to contact you guys for so long, for like almost a year now. I've written many emails months ago to the English Vision Times, to like I don't know, more than 10 email addresses I found related to the English Vision Times. I really wanted to work this out, but I don't know why I never got a reply. So in the end, I made my Truman video, and even though I already written all of you guys, a lot of people from the English Vision Times, actually all of them, they went like, what the hell is he doing? Well, we don't understand Truman, but she's because they couldn't understand what I'm talking about, they just went like, what is he doing redirecting the domain to his video, and we don't understand what he's talking about, but apparently he's talking bad about the Vision Times. I do realize, of course, that you don't speak German, so you don't understand what I said in the video. You don't understand the issue. That's why I already months ago, long before I started doing any video in German, I've already translated for you guys all of those articles or the relevant articles of the German Vision Times into English, and I've sent you those emails. I'm sure you still have them somewhere archived. Check your inbox, spam folder, whatever. So let's kind of debunk that misconception that some of you people seem to have. So like that I'm attacking the Vision Times, or that I'm let's explain it, okay? A lot of you guys actually have threatened me by now, saying that you're gonna sue me and I'm doing something illegal. Yeah. So let's explain what's going on. First off, I worked at a court of law in Germany, so I'm familiar with German laws, and that the domain. That's my domain, the Vision Times DE domain. I'm certainly not committing any criminal activities by having my domain redirect to my video. I'm not gonna go into the specifics too much, because if you do decide to sue me, I don't wanna give everything away, all the details. But I can assure you that I'm not doing anything wrong legally, at least according to German law. I don't know how U.S. law works, but it's I don't. It's not a matter of U.S. law, so in other countries, specifically pertaining to to racism and to extreme right-winged ideology. Okay, I'm not gonna go into it too much, but the bottom line is that is illegal in Germany. Okay. In particular, there is one group of right-wing radicals called Reichsbürger. They deny the validity of the post-World War II German state. Basically, they're saying we would still be living in the Third Reich or the Fourth Reich, or some Reich. Okay. And basically, they don't recognize the defeat of Germany after World War II, and they also claim, like, all those regions and countries that Germany had before the end of World War II, and claim that they would still be part of Germany, part of the German Reich, and they don't recognize any of the laws of the current post-World War II Germany. They don't recognize those laws. basically they are right-winged anarchists. And some of them, not all of them, but some of them have resorted to violence. For example, there is one very famous example where one of these guys shot at policemen. And there are many examples like that. And they're actually, the reason they're prone to do this, prone to attack the police, is because they don't recognize the police. They don't recognize any state authority, okay? So because of this, many of these groups have now been outlawed in Germany. And for almost a year now, the German Vision Times has written many articles in their support. For example, when they have demonstrations, the German Vision the German Vision Times was actually calling for people to join the demonstration, to join the demonstrations of the Reichsbürger. And they've written many articles propagating their ideology. This is what I talked about in my German video. And like I said, a lot of those groups are actually illegal. So since the domain is registered with me, I'm responsible for its content. And they have also written and continue to write many articles attacking the German government. You know, I do realize that you think, oh yeah, I'm doing this in a YouTube video, but like I said, this video is really not. Let's just say it would be difficult for people other than the intended audience to actually watch this video. And even if they watch it, so what? What's so bad about it? You know, I mean, of course I'm bringing this up, but if they just go to the website, they can see it for themselves, you know. And what I tried to do originally in the German video, and of course you yourself have messed that up, is that I tried to distance the English language Vision Times from the German Vision Times, because I always, like I said, I always looked at the English Vision Times, and I really like it, and it has none of those problems. So it really is a problem that is unique to the German Vision Times, or to Germany or Germans in general. So I was making that very clear in my German video. I was saying, that it has nothing to do with the Vision Times brand, so to say. You know, that is just, the German, it's just the Germans doing that, okay? So I was actually distancing them, trying to uphold their good name, so to say, because the English Vision Times really has a good reputation to hold up. But they ruined that themselves by actually putting all that stuff onto their English onto their .com domain now. So they put all that onto their English domain now. So by now you can't really say that it has nothing to do with the English Vision Times, since they put it on the English domain. But they did that themselves, and they did that after I tried to distance them from the German Vision Times. They actually did this and actually started putting all this content onto their English domain now, so that now it's really impossible to say they have nothing to do with it, since it's now on their English domain. But they did that precisely because of my video, because they couldn't understand what I was saying, because they couldn't understand what was going on, and the severity of the problem. To demonstrate, I will show you some more articles, and those are actually all of the articles that I showed you, those are actually now on your own English language domain. Well, they are of course still in German, but now because I stopped linking to them, you put them all onto your .com domain, because I stopped linking to them on my on the German domain that I have. I realized that you did that because you didn't want people to see my video. I realized that, but you got to realize that people are gonna see the articles anyway. You just put all the articles onto your own domain precisely so that people can see them. You want people to see them. You're promoting them, and like I said, all the articles that I gave as an example here, they are on your .com domain at the moment I'm doing this video. They're all from your .com domain. So here are some more examples of that. For example, this article. This is just, it's not really, this isn't like the Reichsbürger stuff I talked before. It's not anything illegal. It's just, to give you an example of how ludicrous this is. This is an example of an article that still remains, basically is saying that the Earth is flat, and also if you watch the video on there, it's basically about the Earth being flat. But you have to understand is that people who think that the Earth is flat, they think that, a lot of people were saying, well, if the Earth is flat, then how come the oceans don't float off the Earth? Okay, so what they think is that there is like this giant wall in Antarctica, but that Antarctica is surrounding the Earth. Okay, and there is a giant wall in Antarctica that is holding the oceans on this flat Earth. There have actually been several articles about the Earth being flat, also on the German Epoch Times as well. And while we're on this topic, I have to mention something real quick. It's not like I know that the Epoch Times and the Vision Times, they don't have any connection, or at least that is how it is with the English and the Chinese versions, but not with the German version, because actually a lot of those articles, they actually come from the German Epoch Times, and they link to each other all the time. Now, what you have to understand is that the German Vision Times is really, really small. They only have like 2 articles a week, or for a long time they only had 1 article a week, or even less than that. And they basically have no audience at all. But even though they're so small, they're actually one of the main sources that the German Epoch Times uses for their articles, and here you can see some examples of that. And the German Epoch Times is actually the main source of articles for the German Vision Times. So a lot of the articles from the German Vision Times, especially the ones that support right-wing groups, are actually just copied from the German Epoch Times. So I gave you some examples of that, and I'm giving you some more examples of that here now. So, for example, there was this one article that I even showed you the translation of. That guy is called Heiko Schrang. He is he's relatively well known among basically the alt-right movement. And he's gotten a bit infamous because apparently in one of his books, he's denying the Holocaust. I don't know if that's actually true. I haven't read his books, but that's just what people are saying. And he's actually one of the regular authors of the German Epoch Times. But as you can see here, a lot of his articles are actually on the German Vision Times as well. And those are actually the exact same articles that he originally wrote for the German Epoch Times. So they just copied them. Now, the problem with the German Epoch Times is that, the German Epoch Times has become extremely successful in Germany, because of hating on refugees. They have a lot of articles slandering refugees. And, don't kill the messenger, A lot of you guys have been attacking me saying, oh, yeah, I'm saying bad things. It's not me that is saying that, I'm just a messenger. Don't kill the messenger, because a lot of people are saying that. All the media outlets in Germany are saying that. Wikipedia is saying that. Even the English Wikipedia is saying that. And even English-speaking media have reported on the extreme right-winged stance of the German Epoch Times. But of course, like I said, I know that you don't have anything to do with the German Epoch Times, or even the Epoch Times in general, But that is not how people see it. That is not how it is with the German Vision Times, Like I just showed you, And I also know that you don't have anything to do with Falun Gong. But again, this is not how people see it, because the Epoch Times was founded by people who were fleeing China because of the persecution of Falun Gong. So basically, it was it was founded by refugees themselves, right? So people kind of see the Epoch Times as a Falun Gong newspaper. And the German Epoch Times, too, they kind of say that they're a Falun Gong newspaper. They even have that in their about page. But of course, it doesn't actually have anything to do with Falun Gong. All this bigotry against refugees, that doesn't even make any sense, because most Falun Gong practitioners are refugees themselves. And you might not have anything to do with Falun Gong, but I do practice Falun Gong. And at least you're sympathetic toward Falun Gong, right? So in order for you to understand me, I'm going to read you something from the Falun Gong book. It reads, all Falun Dafa practitioners must strictly observe the laws of their countries of residence. Any conduct that violates a country's policies or regulations would directly oppose the merits and virtues of Falun Dafa. The individual concerned is responsible for the violation and all of its consequences. And it goes on. Students of Falun Dafa should take cultivation of Xinxing. Xinxing means like moral character. As the essence of our practice. They are absolutely not allowed to interfere with a country's political affairs, and moreover, they are prohibited from getting involved in any kind of political disputes or activities. Those who violate this rule are no longer Falun Dafa disciples. The individual concerned should be responsible for all consequences. A cultivator's fundamental aspiration is to progress with diligence in genuine cultivation and to, that's not important. So anyway, you get the idea. And maybe you can understand now why I did that. I respect that, if you don't want to have anything to do with Falun Gong, I respect that. But at least you should respect, why you should respect my decision, why I can't have anything to do, and why I don't want to have anything to do with those, with basically that right-wing propaganda. On the one hand, it would go against my principles as a Falun Gong practitioner, and on the other hand, it would actually be illegal in my country, which again would also go against the principles of a Falun Gong practitioner. So that's just, that for you to understand, why I really can't have that kind of propaganda, and would actually be illegal for me to have that kind of right-wing propaganda on on my domain. So that's from the legal perspective, and then of course it would also be against the principles of what I believe in, and it would also kind of I would also kind of be slandering what I believe in, because people would think that kind of right-wing propaganda might have something to do with Falun Gong, because, like Falun Gong gets persecuted in China by the Communist Party, and every time someone isn't happy with being persecuted by the Communist Party, they start to slander him. And usually the way they do this is they say that, he would be right-winged, or he would be a Nazi, or whatever. It's complete baloney, but that's just the kind of tactic the Communist Party uses to justify their persecution of innocent people. So if I were to support what the German Vision Times was doing, if I would continue to support that, then people, then I would basically, I would basically be helping the Communist Party in persecuting Falun Gong, or at least in slandering Falun Gong, in slandering and persecuting what I believe in, because people then would get the impression that, the Communist Party is right. Falun Gong really spreads right-wing propaganda. Of course it doesn't, but like I said, since the Epoch Times was actually founded by Falun Gong practitioners, and of course not the German Epoch Times, but people don't make that distinction. And like I said, even though the German Epoch Times doesn't have anything to do with Falun Gong, they still say that they were founded by Falun Gong practitioners, because the English and the Chinese Epoch Times were founded, so they just copied that text on their German website. So people already think that it had a tremendous slanderous effect, because people then think, it has something to do with that, when it doesn't. So I know there is no connection, but people think that, and there is no connection to the Vision Times, but people think that because, like I said, the Vision Times, the German Vision Times and the German Epoch Times, use each other as their main source. And like I said, the German Vision Times is very, very small, but the German Epoch Times is very big, because it's the biggest extreme right-wing media in Germany. So the few readers that the German Vision Times might have, if it had any at all, they came from the German Epoch Times, and then they're gonna think that there is a connection. So anyway, I talked a lot, but I hope you understand, what I'm trying to say here. I feel like if I talk a lot, then you don't listen to me, and if I don't talk enough, then you don't seem to understand what I'm trying to say. So it's really difficult, and I've tried to talk with you so many times, and written you, and and I really feel that maybe you, I really don't, I don't want to believe that you really you really endorsing this, and even though you obviously continue to support it by putting all that on your domain, but I really want to believe that maybe this is a misunderstanding, and you didn't really understand what was going on. That's why I talked so much now. So I want to make sure that you understand it. And actually, when I did my German video, a lot of the responses, and you can still see that in the comments. So a lot of the responses I got from the people at the German Vision Times was basically consisting of more right-wing propaganda. Someone even linked a video denying the Holocaust. Again, this is illegal in Germany. So yeah, I hope you really understand. I can't, I'm legally responsible for this domain according to German law. So I really can't have those things on my German domain. That would be illegal for me in Germany. I hope you understand. I I hope you understand now if you have listened. So, you know, don't kill the messenger, you know.